Hi, hello, good evening, my young officers. Welcome to this Hitlist Economy Current Affairs series, which happens on a daily basis for just 30 minutes in Unacademy UPSC Articulate YouTube channel. So this is Nisha Nujumudeen, your educated Unacademy, an expert in Indian economy, current affairs and MCQs. I'm also an assistant professor at Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science. Apart from that, I'm also one of the Unacademy's top educator, handling a lot of plus classes, free classes. So to follow me for all those sessions, below the description box of this particular video, you can find the link of it. It will take you to my classes wherein you'll be able to have a clear-cut understanding of the sessions, schedules and all the other things. And to be a part of the free or the plus classes, very simple, use the code NISHA IAS Live. That will give an access to all my free class and plus class, and for plus the discount perspective. Clear? Yes, Shiv Kumar. Hi, Pradosh. Good evening. Where are the others? So people are still joining. Yes. So let them join. So today I have got something to tell you people. It is indeed an amazing secret as well. Here we go. So now like 9 days before, we did something called as the marathon series exclusively for, let's say, 3 hours on the most trending hit list topics out there. That is money, monetary policy, banking, RBI, perspectives. So right from the scratch to the current affairs perspective we did, right? So it has crossed 1 lakh just in 10 days. I mean the views, and that too for a 3 hours continuous marathon series. So I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all my students who really made this marathon a big hit. And such kind of appreciations from my students and my team at Unacademy is indeed making me so great that I should come with more marathons. So are you all ready for more marathons on this coming Saturday and Sunday? One in Articulate channel and one in Namma IAS Academy, the South Wala channel. But both will be in English, so nothing to worry. The medium is English, so it will be applicable to everyone. Yes, Soham, vanakkam to you as well. Where are the others? Yes, Priya, perfect. So stay tuned on this coming Saturday, that is September 11th and September 12th, guys, at 7 p.m. Always the marathon timings are the same. It will be 7 p.m. to 7 to 8, 9, 9 to 10. 10 p.m. 3 hours, right? 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. Saturday, Sunday, and whenever I go do marathon, guys, it will start from 7 p.m. No change in that. And preferably, we'll do in the weekends. 3 hours continuous series. So 7 p.m. you will have it in Namma IAS Academy channel, the previous year economy MCQs with the explanation, the keyword elimination, comparison, technical approaches and all the other stuff. And on Sunday in Articulate channel, you will have the MCQs exclusively for the same series we did theory. That is money, monetary policy, banking and all, inflation, etc. Because 101% every year questions come from this area. So let's go for it. What do you say? The previous year, the mock series, which is indeed very, very important. And it's not just the question answer, guys, but rather the 360-degree coverage, and also most importantly, the method of approach of solving these questions, the techniques, the tricks, the tips, the collaterums out there, which you always experience in the Unacademy free special life class. So the only difference is you do not have the polling in YouTube, but there is something called as Menti app, okay? You can download that in your phone, use laptop for the classes or another device, which is another phone. I'll give you a code, use that. So if you poll the right answers for the questions that is put forward, your scores will be projected in the screen as well. Clear? So I can show you that out. Yes, Ayush? No, man, Lucknow. I'm not from Lucknow. I'm from Kerala. But put up in Chennai. Anyways. Yes, Priya, I'm doing good. Thank you. So yes, so these are the surprises for you people out there in this coming week. All happy? And every day, normally the class time is 9:30 p.m. guys to 10 p.m. half an hour. We can take it forward, as and when the time is permitting us, I can tell you. So this series of the so-called, most important economy current affairs will come to an end in another 10 days, or let's say less than 10 days. So from there on, we'll start with new series. Clear? Perfect. So actually it's not 1 lakh views, guys. Actually 1 lakh in less than 10 days with the far reach, and that too it's not a short video. Short videos of 10 minutes, 30 minutes will reach. But 3 hours and all, nobody's going to watch like that so faster. So that was the biggest achievement we have, and that is exclusively for my students, because it's a great treat. Because you people demanded this topic, I came with this and it became a hit. So this happiness on this occasion of the month of Teachers' Day, we have to celebrate, right? So I'm celebrating with you people. So yesterday was Teachers' Day, and today being the month, I can tell you, being 6th, this is the news that I've got for you people. So here we go, my young officers, the topics covered in today's class. We have another set of 5 important topics. So topic 107 talks about PM Daksh. Second, National Commission for Women. Then 109 topic is indeed the Hitlist topic. It is from Monetary Policy. That is RBI's Monetary Policy 2021. The recent current affairs, I can tell you. Then the next talks about agriculture, export, policy, economy. Something in the context of export perspective and also agriculture. Very important. And finally, topic 111, your 111, Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. That is ECLGS Fund. So these are the hit list topics that we'll be covering in today's class. Clear? Perfect. So here we go. So those who have missed out the previous topics, guys, very simple. The playlist of this particular series will be given in the comment box of this particular video once the live streaming is done. So nothing to worry. You can just click that and watch the first, second, third videos like that. So here we go, guys, the 107 topic of the day. So less than 30 minutes. Let's quickly finish these topics, not in 5 or 6 slides, rather 2 or 3 slides maximum. Current affairs plus concepts, to the point discussion. And that too, hit list keyword series discussion, I can tell you. It is about PM Daksh. Okay. So before that, all ready? Come on, yeah, it is night time. You should be a little more active. The midnight class series should be active out there. So quickly give me a thumbs up. To study economics through everyday stories around the world. Perfect. So that's the Josh and spirit of my young officers. Very good. So here we go. PM Daksh. What is it? Pradhan Mantri Daksh program. So now recently, if you see the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, okay, what did they do? In association with NEGD, they developed something called as PM Daksh. It's an online portal and a mobile app. Why? Because they want to make the so-called skill development schemes accessible to target groups. So we know that the skill development is indeed one of the most important thing to be focused, because our country, India, we rank number 2 in population. We do have a load of unskilled and semi-skilled population. So skilling them becomes the next target for us. That is why National Skill Development of India, the program was put forward in the year 2015. Now to kind of aggravate the so-called skill development process, another initiative called as PM Daksh portal and mobile app in the digital scenario is brought by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment along with the NEGD. So let's quickly have a look into what this particular program or portal is all about. Okay. Now, Pradhan Mantri Dakshata or Kushla Sampan Hitgari, which is called as PM Daksh Yojana. It's such a badawala name, guys, and that's why short form we call it as PM Daksh. But I'll repeat once again, it's Pradhan Mantri Dakshata or Kushhalta Sampan Hitgari. So it's been implemented by whom? Of course, we saw the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment from the year 2020 to 21. And it is a national level plan, no doubt in that. It's an action plan, I can tell you, for the marginalized persons, exclusively those who are vulnerable, like the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, the other backward classes, the economically BC sections, even the senior citizens who need help, the denotified tribes, the Safai Karmacharis, etc., etc. That even includes the waste pickers and also women. Because many a times we know that women are also taking on a lot of importance. You see the women of only one particular scenario, or let's say ages, or let's say, the women of one particular, sector where they are promoted. But if you take India as a whole, there are still females out there who are denied of even their basic responsibilities or basic rights. So we got to promote them as well, don't you think so? So Pradhan Mantri Daksh portal and mobile app is focusing on all these things holistically. Clear? Now, the next important point to be noticed in this particular scheme is, what do you think could be the objective, guys, through this particular schemes and all, through the portal and mobile app? See, through this, the Ministry of Social Justice, now they empower the socially, educationally and economically marginalized section of society. And for that, they'll provide all the skill development program, I can tell you, to all the eligible target groups which is mentioned in this particular scheme. And now, what they'll do is, those who are unskilled, they will skill them. Those are semi-skilled, they will again skill them. Those who are already skilled, they'll kind of reskill them. So the whole logic is skilling, upskilling, reskilling. Unskilled will be skilled, skilled will be upskilled, and the highly skilled will again be double trained. That's how the concept goes. Clear? So you'll have both short-term and long-term training programs, and through this, skill is what? Developing something out of you. The innovative capacity, the creative ability, the cognitive ability, all these are brought out. So which is a part of the so-called entrepreneurship perspective. So EDP, entrepreneurship development program, that will also be brought in. Clear? And you can connect this with, and you can connect this with your so-called Ministry of, micro, small, medium enterprises, or let's say the MSME sectors. Because there you can find a lot of entrepreneurships coming up these days because of the reasons of the COVID-19 pandemic, the unemployment issues and all the perspective. And majority of population, they are put up in the so-called sectors. So these are the related current affairs that you have to connect using the method of interlinking. So I've taught you another trick along with the keyword elimination comparison technique which you have to use in the MCQs. Along with it, I've taught you something called as BRMM. What is that? Brain Retention Memory Method. It is also a method exclusively introduced by me, which includes the 3C method of interlinking, which I normally tell you people to make your preparation more effective, to have a long-term memory, retention capacity as well. So all these things can be utilized here. Clear? Because UPSC is not just about studying or by hearting things. It's about the way you interlink stuff. Now, the next question is, these training programs, short-term and long-term, who will implement them? They'll be done through Government Training Institute, Sector Skill Councils, which is again constituted by whom? The Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and also other credible institutions. Though the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has brought this also, with regard to the training perspective, the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship will take care of that. Clear? So these are the important points to be noted with regard to what PM Daksh program. We can just go through the other details. That's it. Simple as that. So we are done with this particular topic hardly in 1, 2, 3 slides. That's all. Moving on to the next topic of the day, guys. It talks about National Commission for Women. So now if you see, the central government, they nominated the chairperson of the National Commission for Women, guys. And this has been done as per the Section 3 of the NCW Act 1990. Okay. Now, and this particular National Commission for Women, if you see, it was being done for another term of, let's say, 3 years or till they attain the age of 65. And until further orders, whichever is earliest, they can be in the, position. And now what is this commission, guys? I've told you many a times that whenever the keyword commission or let's say authority is coming, 101%, that particular body, it will be what? Commission or authority. It will be a statutory body wherein they can take decisions on behalf of the government as well. They do have the discretionary power, I can tell you. So National Commission for Women, the keyword commission is there. So this particular commission is also what? A statutory body. And it has been there for a very long time. Since I can tell you since 30 years we do have it, because it was established in the year 1992 under the Act of National Commission for Women Act. And they are based on the recommendations of the committee which gave reports regarding the status of women in our country, India, way back in the year 1974. This is not a new thing. It has been there for a long time. Clear? What are the functions, guys? Very simple. To review the constitutional and legal safeguards of women, to recommend remedial legislative measures, to facilitate redressal of grievances, and to advise the government on policies with regard to what are the factors affecting females, what are the things that you have to take it forward, a lot of things like that. It's not about you giving ideas, it's not about you kind of telling that. How are you able to convert the ideas into practice or the words into actions? That makes a lot of sense. So that's what the National Commission of Women since 1992 has been focused on. See, after that also you have so many other commissions for women, you have so many programs and schemes for women empowerment, but still recently this particular topic has captured the attention because recently they wanted to have a nomination for the so-called chairperson of the so-called old commission, that is National Commission for Women. That is why this topic was in news. Clear? So what they do over here is that in this particular commission, every monthly, they'll publish the newsletter, the Rashtra Mahila, both in Hindi as well as English language. They're kind of, accessible by everyone, I can tell you. and the subjects of their campaigns. Basically, the biggest issues what we face these days. Even till today, guys, in this 21st century, aren't you not seeing that the guys, the youngest couples are educated, the ones being the government officials, the ones being put up in respected positions, what are they doing? Especially in my own state of Kerala, very recently, a lot of cases out there and dowry came up. That too, educated people who are working, we know what is happening, right? So this kind of commission from a very long time, the National Commission of Women, they are focusing on issues or campaigns which includes dowry, politics, religion, then equal representation of women in all the jobs, and also exploitation of women for labor, which means economic, social, political, and also fundamental rights have to be incorporated. That is what this particular commission is all about. And this is what you should study out of this particular topic. That's enough. Just for your understanding, guys, I have given you these points. Now, moving on to the next important topic of the day. It is RBI's monetary policy, 2021. Yes, Pradosh, is it for women to raise issues and concerns mainly and understand? Yeah, obviously. See, they can issue their, raise their issues, their concerns. Accordingly, policies will be put forward, I can tell you. It will be put forward. See, to be honest, from a very long time, commissions, policies, schemes, even now and then you can see Ujjwala scheme, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao ka scheme, that scheme, this scheme. Kitna hai yaar? Kitna schemes we have it out there. So it's all about the implementation. It's all about the way in which it's been put forward, right? So everything has to be triggered. See, the government is doing. We can't say government is not doing. They are doing. It's just that somewhere or the other, you need to really tighten the screws, I can say. That is the whole point. Simple as that. We can't say government is not doing anything. If government is not doing anything, then can we think of these policies? Can we think of at least it is benefiting a fewer population? So when you blame the government, keep one thing in mind. If government was not there, will you even have somebody to blame for? X, Y, Z, it could be anybody. Whichever government, whichever party, that is not the question here. The question here is government. Whoever is on this side. You got the point? So we got to think in that diplomatic way. You being the upcoming UPSC civil service bureaucrats, you got to have a diplomatic attitude, a diplomatic thinking. That's very important, guys. Don't you think so? Yes. Yes, Pradosh. Yes, wisdom. Ma'am, 6 PM class क्या हुआ मैम? 6 PM class वो ना plus class है. Oh, I can tell you like तीन दिन का you'll have the plus classes, and फिर you will again have the free class from 6 to 7. Do not worry. The so-called MCQs. Clear? Yes, Ankit, rights of women and girls are unfinished task of 21st century. Hillary Clinton. That's a quote given by Hillary Clinton that is there. See, that's what I told you. It's all about the issues are still there. We are not able to find a solution for the root cause. But slowly, like a disease, like kind of, dialysis that you do for any disease, slowly you're able to, rectify it. And we are doing it. We can't say we're not doing it. Yes, Ambrish. But yeah, we are on the track, I can tell you. This is a very big topic to be discussed, guys. See, in spite of education, in spite of knowing all these things also, what are people of these days doing? You question yourself. What are you hearing out there in the newspaper? When you open the TVs, when you take newspapers, in this particular place, in this particular district, this has happened. The girl has been found dead, or she has been suicided, she has been murdered by the in-laws, this, etc. And what is the reason? Dowry reason. And is the girl uneducated? No. Is the boy uneducated? No. They'll be holding respectable positions. So in spite of that, these are happening. So just imagine about the so-called illiterate people. It's way beyond. Right? So these are things which makes you think. Yes, wisdom. Is this the 108th class? No. This is not the 108th class. This is the 108th topic. This is the 28th class I'm doing. And actually not 28, it's actually 24 because some sessions we missed. Anyways, so in a class we'll be doing a lot of topics. That is why I said complete economy 1 year current affairs. More than 200 plus Hitlist topic in a short, speed and to the point manner. You can watch the playlist. You can click on the playlist of this particular video, guys, where it will take you from session 1 onwards. Clear? The next topic, guys, indeed very important. So if you see why this particular topic is recently, we all know that Monetary Policy Committee, which is again the hit list topic out there, it is a committee which consists of 6 members. 3 from RBI, that's Central Bank of our country, India, 3 from Government of India. Now what happened was like, recently the 6-member Monetary Policy Committee, panel of RBI, TK, which is headed by the RBI Governor, currently Shaktikanta Das sir, they voted in favor of keeping the policy rates unchanged. They said the bank rate, interest rate, everything, let's keep it unchanged, constant. Why? Why would that happen? There should be some reason for that. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, the inflation and things like that. So let's have a quick look into what it is all about. Now they said the repo rate, reverse repo rate, MSF. Let's keep this constant. Now what are these? Be it repo or reverse or marginal standing facility. All these are called as quantitative instruments of monetary policy. I repeat, quantitative instruments of monetary policy. That is the instruments, the general instruments used by RBI to control inflation or by monetary policy to control the money supply or to inject money supply as and when the condition is required. So repo rate and reverse repo rate comes under something called as LAF. What is that? Liquidity adjustment facility, right? What is that LAF? It's a repurchase agreement. In simple terms, the repurchase a borrowing agreement. That's called as LAF. Under that, you have something called as repo rate and reverse repo rate. What is repo rate? So two factors are there. RBI is there, commercial bank is there. What are commercial banks? Your state bank, Canara bank, all these are commercial banks, right? So RBI will be heading them. So repo rate is the rate at which the commercial banks like state bank, Canara bank and all, they can borrow from RBI. What would reverse, guys? The opposite. The rate at which RBI will borrow from this commercial bank. You got the point. So now they said that this RBI, normally repo rate has been a rate in which the central bank will give money to commercial banks at one particular rate, or let's say commercial banks can borrow from RBI at one particular rate, and that will always for a very short period of time. Okay, they said let's keep them at the rate of 4% under the so-called LAF facility, liquidity adjustment facility. So for the 7th continuous time in a row, I can tell you that in the so-called COVID-19 pandemic situation, you can see that the repo rate has been kept unchanged. It has been constant. Same happens with the reverse repo rate, the ulta, when RBI is borrowing from commercial bank. That is also same. It is 3.35%. What is MSF, guys? Actually, marginal standing facility is something that is similar to repo rate. It is also borrowing facility only. The only difference is that both repo rate and marginal standing facility, they are the rate at which the commercial banks will borrow from RBI. But here RBI is, repo rate is for a short period of time. And it will take at least a day to process. Whereas MSF is what you know, marginal standing facilities. Then and there, fatafat, overnight you can borrow the funds. I repeat, overnight you can borrow the funds. So that is the biggest difference between repo rate and MSF. Clear? The keyword over rate. Not only MSF, even the bank rate, that is a discount rate called as rediscounting the bills of exchange. They will also be kept at the so-called constant rate of 4.25%. So this was a decision that was taken, guys, and that has actually shocked the entire economic, revolution as a whole, I can tell you. Clear? And now if you see, there is something called as inflation target. What is inflation target? 4% with plus or minus band of 2%. What is meaning of that? 246. You will be thinking, what is this 246? As I have told you, that is 4 is the ideal rate of inflation. That is, inflation is targeted at one particular rate called as 4%. So what they are trying to tell in this ratio called as 246 is up to 6% they can increase. The maximum rate of inflation can be targeted or increased to 6, not beyond that. And the minimum is 2, not below that. So ideal is supposed to be 4%. But in the context of COVID-19 pandemic in the year 2020, especially in the months of August, September, October, oh my goodness, even more than 6%, like 7.8 and 7.2%, you can see an increase. But even the RBI, they kept quiet. They followed a policy called as accommodative stance. They said the situation of the economy is such that they have to follow this. They had no other go. You remember? So now, with regard to inflation targeting, which is very, very important, they said even for the current year 2021, 21-22, chalo, the Monetary Policy Committee panel, they said, let us increase the inflation target to 5.7 from 5.1%, guys, which was projected earlier, I can tell you. So you could see a variation only in the inflation perspective, but everything else remains to be the same. Clear? Yes, Ankit, obviously they are a percentage of GDP, no doubt in that. Yes, Pradosh, 246. Yes, we remember already you explained in deep good revision. Yeah, I have told you this in the Monetary Policy Marathon series, and also in every now and then, whenever I come across this topic, I tell you. Because they are the hit list topics. Every year at least one questions do come from this particular area. Damn sure about it, guys. The UPSC board will ask you. So you got to be really careful in this area as well, right? The more the number of revision, the better for your memory and the better for your examination. Simple as that. Is it clear? Okay. That's enough with regard to that particular perspective. Now, in this particular RBI's monetary policy of 2021, if you see, some auctions happened. That is, RBI decided to conduct fortnightly variable reverse repo rate auctions suddenly like that. Why such auctions, guys? VRR, it's called as VR3, variable reverse repo rate. The reason why RBI want to conduct such kind of fortnightly VRR auction is it will absorb all the excess or surplus liquidity from the bank system, the surplus money, which has pushed the overnight rates way below the RRR. Sometimes the rates will be below the reverse repo rate, which is again deep pathetic. The reverse repo rate is 3.35. Sometimes it will become 2.25. So now surplus liquidity is there in the system. That is why this has happened. So such kind of auctions will be done to push that over rates way below the RRR. Clear? And what will the RBI or central bank of a country will do is they'll continue with its overnight fixed rate reverse repo auction. Simple as that. And they also propose to conduct 2 more auctions of, let's say, rupees 25,000 crore each, guys, under the GSAP 2. That is Government Security Acquisition Program version 2. Like a Chitty Robot 2, this is also another program. So these are just for you to know, guys. These are additional updated recent current affairs. In the same topic, monetary policy. I have not taught you this in the marathon. This is very recent current affairs. Clear? Now, what is the current economic situation, guys? We all know that. Come on, the prices are hiking like anything. It's having a spike, I can tell you. The input prices, they are increasing across manufacturing and service sectors. Don't you think so? Yes. Now, when the price keeps on increasing, the general theory of demand is applicable. What happens to the demand? The demand becomes weak. And the effort towards all this cost cutting and all, now they are kind of tempering the pass through to output price and core inflation. So automatically, they are saying that the so-called rise in the price across the secondary and the service sector is because of the high pump price of petrol and diesel. We could see, right, literally the price of petrol was 107, 105, crossed 100 here just for 1 liter. It was spiking up like anything. Then they're saying another reason for this could be, one is this with the fuel prices, one is because of the increased price of industrial raw materials to manufacture the finished goods, and also logistic cost. And logistics sector is indeed the upcoming sector. So if that becomes costly, then definitely the secondary sector and the tertiary sector, manufacturing and service, will be affected because they're connected. So this is what is actually happening. So don't you think so? It becomes quite difficult for the government to manage? Obviously, it becomes. They have to spend more in balancing the economy perspective. At the same time, they also have to make sure that they need to carry forward this activity without affecting domestic demand. All these things have to be kept in mind. And most importantly, in the so-called COVID-19 pandemic, they have to bring the economy back to track. So that is more important. That is why they're doing all these things. Clear? That is enough. Moving on to the next topic of the day. Topic number 1110, agriculture export policy. It's from the area agriculture. Now, recently, the central government, they notified the guidelines of the central sector scheme. That is 100% funding scheme, guys, for implementation of the so-called agriculture export policy in the year 2020. And indeed, this is very important. Don't you think so? Export itself is very important. And now exporting agriculture products will definitely widen the markets for agriculture, or let's say the primary sector. So thereby their contribution towards the GDP. Currently, it is just 17 to 18%. In spite of majority of population. Let's say, currently the labor force is 43%, I can tell you. Less than 50%, but between 43 to 48, I can tell you. Though majority of people are put up in the agricultural sector also, their contribution towards GDP is only 17 to 80. That's very bad. So through such kind of agriculture export policy, they'll be able to do greater, achievements, I can say. So let's quickly look into all this in detail, guys. Now, this particular policy called as agriculture export policy, I can tell you it was framed. Why? Because they had a focus on agriculture export-oriented production, then to have an export promotion, better farm realization, synchronization with policies and programs of Indian government. Why? The next question is why? Because one more year to go, guys. By the year 2022, we have something called as doubling the income of farmers. Doubling the income of farmers by the year 2022. All these are in association with that. It's a broad objective. So these are minute bala stuff which will enable you to achieve this. Don't you think so? Yes, Ankit, very true. That is doubling too. The income of farmers, very good. Yes, because now through this policy, don't you think so, guys? Even the agriculture exports will be doubled from the present value of $60 plus billion by $100 billion by the year 2022, obviously. So they're kind of aiming to diversify the export basket, destinations, and boost high value and value-added agriculture export, which includes perishables, vegetables, meat, and also other products. Even the perishables with better cold storage facilities, warehousing, transportations, yeah, they're even focusing on the export of that, which is having a wider market, I can tell you, across the country, India. So much to learn from this topic, right? You should bring your Udan scheme, your civil aviation scheme, the rail scheme, a lot of things like that, guys, because when it comes to transporting perishables, yeah, you can connect the agriculture export policy in that context. Just because the keyword agriculture is coming doesn't mean that it will come under which ministry? Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Export is coming. Export is a word associated with trade, and trade comes under which sector? Secondary sector, that is industrial sector. So such kind of policies will come under which ministry, guys? The Ministry of Trade and Commerce. Very simple. Clear? The next one. ECLGS, Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. Actually, it was introduced as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package in the year 2020. Why? Because they want to help all the business people, guys, including the micro, small, medium enterprises, to meet their operational liabilities or expenses and resume business after the so-called COVID-19 crisis. We all know that people were not having money, so you got to give them some money supply. So an emergency credit line guarantee scheme is required, especially MSME, right? So in that particular context, only this topic has been brought in. So if you want to be a part of this scheme called as Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, then you should be MSME unit, business enterprise, mudra borrower, individual loans for business purpose. And said that they should have a loan which is outstanding of, let's say, up to 50 crore and days past dues up to 60 days. And another category is that even the borrowers belonging to 26 trust sectors identified with the Kamath Committee and healthcare sector, they'll also be eligible for this. You remember when I taught you index and reports in the same YouTube class at 9:30 for 30 minutes, Kamath Committee, all these committees were brought in. Very, very important, I told you. You can connect those classes here. Clear? These are all Hitlist topics. So such kind of emergency credit line guarantee scheme, they provide the member lending institutions, guys, 100% guarantee against any losses suffered by them because of the repayment. This non-repayment of the so-called emergency credit line guarantees funding scheme funding by the borrowers. So that and all is there. So it's indeed helpful as well, I can tell, even for the people belong to the small scale sectors or let's say industries as a whole. Actually, there was a limit initially, guys. Overall ceiling or limit was there for the scheme called as Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. That was 3 lakh crore. But today, if you see, owing to the lack of money supply and the other increased spending and all, and the inflation, from 3 lakh crore it has become to 4.5 lakh crore. And this emergency credit line guarantee scheme, because of demand, it is brought in. So it is said that being a demand-driven scheme, sanctions on disbursements, they are made by lending institutions, and that is based on the assessments, I can tell, of the borrower's requirement and the eligibility, guys. So since it talks about the funding or let's say the money perspective, as we all know, it comes under which department or which ministry? Department of Financial Service, Ministry of Finance, no doubt, because funding and money comes, right? So they'll be handling it. Clear? Yes, Pradosh, yeah, good to know that you're revising as well, all of you, and even the others. And this scheme, they even offer 1 year moratorium, guys, on payment on principal component. Extension is there, and to ensure repayment terms on credit extended to all this MSME sector, which is quite difficult to recover in pandemic times. Government even kept their interest rate under the so-called ECLGS scheme. It is 9.25 for the banks and financial institutions, 14% for non-bank financial institutions, etc., etc. That's it. So thank you so much, bank officers. So this was the topic of the day for you people. I hope you really enjoyed the session. So yes, how was today's class, bank officers? So click on the description box of this particular video. Automatically it will take you to my Unacademy profile. You can see a profile like this, wherein the link of my plus classes, my free classes, everything you'll get it. Clear? So make sure that you're utilizing it to the fullest. So I'll see you all tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. with another set of most interesting series, guys. And don't forget to like, share and put your valuable feedbacks in the comment box before leaving the video or this particular class. It's very, very important. Clear? your support, your kind of encouragement of coming for the classes regularly, the kind of dedications you people show towards getting more knowledgeable content. All these things are important, guys, because that is enabling we teachers to understand that our students are getting what they want, because you're all in the UPSC perspective, right? That is why. Yes, Abhishek ma'am, aapki tarah. If I keep replying for such kind of ridiculous comments, it doesn't make a sense. Anyways, yes Priya, yes Ankit. Yes Ankit, who told you that? From where you got that, Ankit? Yes? Yeah, it's some controversies only. Yeah, it's a controversial thing. So let's discuss in the, special classes, not in YouTube, the controversial things. Actually, if you've seen, it was a topic in current affairs as such. That is in the context of Kerala. They were banning, it is not Nollu, guys, actually it is Nokukuli. Okay. You typed as Nollu, N-O-L-L-U-K-U-L. It is actually Nok. Nok means sea, Nokukuli, if I'm not wrong. Did you really mean that, Ankit? Yes, Ankit Anand? That's a very old current affairs. That is Kerala bans Nokukuli, or let's say it's called in English as guacking wage. G-A-W-K-I-N-G. You would have known this. Wait, let me write for you. Did you mean this Nokukuli or... In 2 years back, they banned it, yeah. It's called as gawking wage. On May Day, that is 1st of May, they banned it, actually, Kerala government. So, that's actually, Nokukuli is like, without doing anything, you will have to be paid for that, all the corrupt trade and all. Yeah, it's nothing to do with your UPSC, guys. All these are controversial things. Without doing the labor, you wanted to get paid for it. So who will pay for that? So it's a current affairs of 2 years back. Approximately, if I say in the month of May 2018, that was done by the Kerala government, I can tell you. Yes, Pradosh, it's Nokukuli long back. Yeah, 2018. That's what I told in English. It's gawking wage. G-A-W-K-A-N-G-W-A-G. It's in English word is the gawking wage. Chalo? So yes, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you all soon. So stay tuned tomorrow with another. Stay tuned tomorrow, guys, at the same time 9:30 p.m. for another set of most interesting topics for the economy current affairs series. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Thank you and Jai Hind.